Broadcasting live from Youngville, North Carolina and Ontario, Canada. This is Got Mead Live, a weekly show where Vicky Rowe and AJ Aramutz bring you the mead news, meadery info, and mead-making discussions from all over, talking with mead makers, mead owners, industry mavens, and influencers. This is Got Mead Live, a weekly podcast about mead and the people who love it and where the mead world is going. And now here are your hosts, Got Mead owner Vicky Rowe and mead and wine maker AJ Aramutz.
Welcome, y'all, to Got Mead Live. We are here, and amazingly so, we are here because I spent the entire day in the hospital today. Not me, but my mom had to have surgery, and it went way longer than it should have. And I literally walked in the door 20 minutes before the show. So if I sound a little scattered, that's why. So welcome to the show, and let's get this party started. So AJ, who's tonight's guest?
We have got
John Bryans.
John Bryans from Munro Meadery. I'm sorry, my computer's taking way too long to scroll.
Yeah, no.
Which is actually closer to my neck of the woods than the rest of you folks. So finally an Ontario meadery, and I'm really excited to hear from him.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to have him on here. I've known John for, a lot of years now, and he's a pretty amazing guy. And they make pretty amazing mead, as you're finding out, AJ, right?
Oh, God, yeah. This is fantastic. And I don't even like dry meads. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, a well-made dry mead is a whole other animal, so it's not an easy thing to do. So you're drinking their dry mead then? Yeah,
it's 10.8% alcohol, and it's the amount of body in this is just incredible. And I'm not quite sure how they did it. I really want to talk to him.
Gonna have a lot of questions, huh?
Oh yeah.
So cool. I just realized that I was looking at the article and I wrote it so fast the other day I didn't link everything I usually link. I'm gonna have to go back in and fix that. Since I only had 20 minutes and I'm still actually sitting here munching pizza, so I'll try to keep my munching and crunching quiet, guys. Because literally 20 minutes before I got here, so I had to eat. But I'm drinking a Bold Rock Carolina Draft. So this is that one that's opening a location in North Carolina, but is currently being bottled in Nelly's Ford, Virginia. So it's a pretty good off dry cider. I like it. What about you, Rob? Oh, by the way, guys. Okay, sorry about that, Rob. And just throw you into the pile here. Everybody, we have with us Rob Ratliff, who currently lives in the UK. And for those of you on the forum, his name is Sandman on the forum, and he hasn't been real active lately, but he's been around for a long time. And if you go look up the Sandman post, you'll find a lot of good stuff there. This guy makes mead so good that when I introduced him to the Polish crowd at the Mazer Cup and they tasted his mead, they pretty much were like ready to offer him a job right on the spot. His Polish mead is that good. So, but he's also just one of those mead makers that just kind of figures it out. He just has a real sense of making mead, and so his meads tend to be pretty darn awesome. I was lucky enough to sweet talk him into coming on, even though it's 2 a.m. his time. And he's going to hang with us tonight and just, party with us, talk to John, and help us with the Back to Basics segment, which is, what are we doing Back to Basics tonight, AJ?
Today we're talking about honey. About what to look for, what to think about when you're looking for honey, how to figure out what honey's going to go well with the batch, and we'll talk about honeys that we personally are familiar with.
And for those... And there's my mouthful. For those of you out there listening, if there's a honey that you're familiar with, and you want to tell us about it, please call us. The number for the show is not in front of me, and it is 803-443-MEAD. That's 803-443-6323. So jot that down, and if you want, when we get to that segment, and we'll also be taking callers while John's on the line, but. When we get to that segment, if you've got a honey that you just want to tell us about, do, please. We'd love to hear. For housekeeping, you can listen live to us on the Got Mead website under Got Mead Live Radio. The player there will play whatever we're doing live, or it will play whatever we have most recently done. And you can also pull up any of our previous episodes there as well. So we're also on, for those of you that are listening after the fact, if you're mobile or not, iTunes, SoundCloud, and TuneIn Radio. So go check them out. They all have apps, and so you can download those apps and play it natively on your device. So and then the replays are also available on Spreaker.com, who also, if I remember right, has an app, and Stitcher Radio. And, of course, you can listen to us on our new Facebook player on the Facebook Got Mead Facebook group. So if you go to facebook.com/GotMead, you can click on the tab that says radio show, and you can listen to the show live or recorded there. You can find us on Facebook at the aforementioned facebook.com/GotMead. And then our group is also called Got Mead. And if you just search Got Mead, that group should pop right up. If you want to tweet us, Twitter is @GotMeadNow. And if you can't call us and just want to chat at us, I'm generally got my eyes on the Twitter feed. Don't despair if I'm not right on top of it, because sometimes I'm, talking and not looking at it. So, and then, of course, you can get us on Facebook as well. So, and I'm generally keeping half an eye on the Facebook feed as well. So, making mead back to basics. If you have questions, just check. If you go to gotmead.com, put your mouse on the Got Mead Live Radio Show. There's a drop down where you can go to submit a question to us, and we will answer it on the show. Might not be the next show, because we try to keep the questions kind of in line with what we're doing. So, just pay attention, and, we will definitely get to it. And, of course, we take them as much as we can in the order they were received. So the phone number, again, is 803-443-MEAD, 803-443-6323. And we do this, AJ and I are volunteers. Neither of us are getting paid here, and none of the people that come on to help are getting paid. So they're just doing it because they're totally awesome people who want to help get the word for mead out there. But all of this stuff, all of the equipment, all of the services, everything that we, sign up for and pay subscriptions for to keep this stuff going costs money. So, if you like what you're hearing, if you just like Got Mead in general, become a patron member. It's only $25 a year. You get access to the patron forums, which are pretty darn amazing. There's so much information in there, including a great big pile of award-winning mead recipes that you can't get anywhere else. So $25 a year, it's well worth it, and you'll be helping to support Got Mead in doing what it does in its mission to get more mead to the masses. So, help us do that, and we really appreciate it. So that's all our housekeeping stuff. I guess I should probably bring John in, and hopefully he's sitting by his phone. I didn't see an email from him that said he wasn't.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. So go ahead and tell him a little, because I just realized I have to add him, as I keep forgetting. You have to add a contact. It's like, really? So go ahead and chitter-chatter about something or another.
Okay, what I know so far about Munro Meadery is that they started out as Munro Honey, previously Munro Apiaries, and they built their first honey house in 1923. It was built by Warren Munro. Munro's Meadery was added to the company in 1999 after many years of practice batches, becoming the first meadery in the province of Ontario. Their first mead for purchase was their dry mead, and that was introduced in February 2000.
And a good dry mead it is.
Yeah, because that's what I'm drinking right now, and it's fantastic.
Well, I think that's a good intro to... And I lost my mouse. Where'd my mouse go? There we go. It's like, jeez. Okay, we're calling him right now, so we'll get him in here and have some conversation. John.
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
If you got the show playing on the radio there, just turn it down. So
yeah, I turned it off.
Echo, yeah. But welcome to Got Mead Live. I'm here with AJ, who is a fellow Canadian with you. She's the one you sent the mead to. And,
Okay, yep.
Yeah, and Rob Ratliff, who's Sandman on our forums. And you may have met Rob at the Mazer Cup. He was working. Really tall guy, glasses.
Okay,
Silver hair, beard.
Silver hair and a beard and a deep voice. Yeah, you can't miss
Yep.
him. He's like taller than everybody. So, but welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. I really missed seeing you down at the Mazer Cup this year. I hope you're going to make it next year.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't have missed it this year if they hadn't grounded me. I was forbidden to fly at that point, so yeah,
Right.
It sucked. I actually had to call up and cancel my flight, my hotel, everything. I was ready to go, and they were like,
Yeah.
"No, you're not going anywhere." It's like, what? But it's Mazer Cup. I went there 2
Yeah.
days after surgery once. Why can't I go now? He's like, "There's this
Yeah.
whole not breathing thing there." You know, I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but still."
Yeah, well, it wasn't the same without you, that's for sure.
Oh, I missed you guys something terrible. It was. I sat at home that whole weekend, and actually, Ken Schultz sent me a bottle of mead as kind of a here, Vicky. At least you have something to drink while you're sitting there feeling sorry for yourself. It was, you know, 'cause
Oh,
it
that
was,
was nice.
you know. So he was just taking care of me. It was so sweet. He sent me a bottle of
Yeah.
huckleberry mead.
Great, yep.
Yeah, but so well, I'm glad to finally get you. Are actually our first Canadian guest, because of course
Wow.
we have AJ, so we actually have a Canadian, you know.
Yeah. Very good, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're interested. You know, tell us more. I mean, we gave a little bit of your backstory, but I really want to hear more of it. And we've had this conversation at Mazer Cups over whiskey and stuff. But
Right.
tell me more about the place. You know, how you and Chris ended up being, you know, the ones running the place.
Well, yeah. There's myself. I make the mead and Chris, and then I do have a brother that's in that business with me. He's more on the B side of things. His name's Davis, so he does more of the B side. I'm kind of more of the implant. I did all the B stuff, you know, years and years ago, but I just kind of progressed in a different direction, and probably somewhere, I guess, in the early 90s, you know, I read you I could make alcohol out of honey, and I'm looking in my back room and I'm thinking, man, I got barrels of honey here. I should maybe try doing that. So that's really how I got into it and make it. And I made batch after batch, and I'd take them up to, you know, friends' places, and I'd take them up to my hockey team or whatever, and we'd sit and drink in the dressing room after. And I've got a lot of guys pretty happy after a few hockey games. So
I hope it was after
But-
the hockey games, because I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
about drunk guys
Yeah.
on skates with
never
kids,
see the puck
so-
if we didn't. Yeah.
I know, right? Puck, who
Yeah.
cares? Whack.
Yeah. So, yeah, so, you know, we run around 3,000 colonies here, so I can produce anywhere from, you know, 250,000 pounds to, you know, over 500,000 pounds of honey in a season. So,
500,000 pounds of honey. That's a lot of honey.
yeah.
That's like a lake full of honey.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been busy, and right now it's fairly busy time of year for us. We just got done. I think about 1,000 hives went from Ontario here down to Quebec. They'll sit in Quebec and they'll pollinate the blueberry crop down there, and then they'll come back to me. So we'll get a little bit of blueberry blossom honey, which is quite a nice honey. I haven't made a mead out of it yet. I say the key word there is yet, because I do plan on making some mead out of that eventually. But you know, so it's very kind of a very unique. Honey has a quite a unique nose to it, but very nice, very, very, very kind of a subtle honey.
Okay. That's cool. So
Yeah.
you said earlier that you found out you could make alcohol out of this stuff. So how in the world, you know, I mean, what was your introduction to mead? How'd you find out that it was like, whoa, wait, I can do something with this stuff that's different?
Well, yeah, really, when I started making it, like I just kind of went on the web and I just started reading. And very funny because, You know, there are so many stories about honey and beeswax and you know, old myths and stuff like that, you know, happened years and years ago. And like at one time I didn't realize